You got a degree, congratulations, it's time for your master's. You got your master's, congratulations, it's time for your PhD. You got your PhD, congratulations, it's time to be a wife, it's time to be a husband. You got your wife, you got your husband, congratulations, it's time to get some kids. You got some kids, congratulations, it's time to make sure those kids are successful. Those kids are successful, congratulations, it's time to live your life. Now it's time to live your life and you're old. Well, that's if you live your life fully and healthy, God willing. Now you're old, and now you're thinking, I lived the life according to the rules that I felt like I had to play.
What is up, guys? My name is Filimon coming back at you live, and you are watching the Brief Dive Podcast. Hope you
A lot of Ethiopian and immigrant kids grow up feeling behind in life, but no one ever explains why. A lot of people have related to me on this, that we all feel behind. We all feel like there's this goal that we just can never reach to fulfill. We can't fulfill it fully. And the only thing that we have in common is culture. Culture is obviously not a bad thing. It's just the way our parents grew up and how that kind of affected us a little bit and why we feel behind because of that. Just so you know, we're going to be drinking out the mug, the iconic lens mug. Fire. I go through this a lot. I always feel behind. I feel like I'm never ever like really fulfilled with a project that I complete, with a goal that I reach. And I think the reason being is because our parents grew up to survive. They didn't really grow up for themselves. At least my parents didn't. I think they grew up for a better future for their kids, and I think they had to sacrifice that for us. And it's very sad to think about. So feeling that weight on my shoulders, thinking now I have to like impress these guys, these people that gave up half their life for me, for my family, I mean, for my sisters, from my siblings and all of us, to live a life that's good. And they say like they're proud of me already, and they always say that. But you know, it just never feels like it's enough. It never feels like I can really repay them to the same degree that they've paid for me, you know, and paid meaning as love and secureness and comfort and obviously money. And it's to the point where like every day I just feel bad. Like I feel like I can't fulfill that promise that no one's made. This promise wasn't made by anybody. It was made by me. I feel like I owe it to them because they've lived that life that was not the easiest for me. They moved to another country for me. Obviously not for me, for the siblings, and just for a better life. They moved to another location, a location where they're not used to. They didn't know the language. They had to find a job. They had to make the money. They had to take care of kids in a place where they're not comfortable with for us. And I'm growing up thinking that I have to fulfill that. No, I have to fulfill that. That's not even the thinking. I have to fulfill that. That's my duty and that's my job as a man. And because they grew up with that mindset of like surviving and trying to just provide and take care of each other, I don't think they really got the opportunity to fully experience the childhood that we can experience right now, that we're blessed to experience right now. And maybe something in us just wants to repay that history that they went through for us. Or even if it wasn't just for us, just that they went through and now they're here and now they have to deal with us, taking care of us. And because of that mindset, I feel like it also affected little things growing up. Like being a Habesha, especially being like a girl. I'm gonna side with the girls right now. You're not allowed out late. I remember I had a conversation with this girl. She's Habesha, and she's Habesha. Why did I say it like that? I had this conversation with her. And I was just talking about how peaceful it is to walk outside at night. And she looked at me and she was like, "You're allowed to do that? You can walk outside at night?" And I was like, "Yeah, what? You're not allowed to do that?" She's like, nah, I can't do that. And first off, she's a girl. Second off, she's an Ethiopian girl. So her parents would never let that happen. And it just made me think like, wait, I obviously overscaled it and everything. I was like, wait, like, I have this philosophy. They're a lot easier on the men than they are on the women. That's something I'm just going to get out the way. But some people are not allowed to go out late. Some people are not allowed to go sleep over someone else's house, to date. And I think that kind of slows us down a little bit. Sorry, mom and dad. But I think it slows us down a little bit because they say you can't go hang out with your friends sometimes. And because those moments with your friends would help you build socially and to build just social cues and social situation. Like being around your friends will help you learn and grow. And because sometimes they're strict on that, it kind of limits us from fully growing socially. Especially if most of your friends go out late. As you get older, your friends start going out later. And I know a lot of Habesha parents that don't let their kids go out late. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I mean, obviously, me as a parent, I have no idea how I'm probably gonna be so strict. Maybe I'm gonna be so strict. Maybe I'm not gonna be. I don't know. God willing, if I even am a parent. But, yeah, I think it limits us a lot, though, if you think about it, because, like, I've seen the people that were not allowed to socially go out because their parents did not let them. I've seen that effect later on in their social life, and they've spoken to that with me. It's not that they're like they've got no social cues and whatnot, but I can see it taking that effect, and they've said that to me too. Obviously, like once they went to college, they grew up, they learned and did it on their own, but like they kind of wish they knew it a little bit earlier. So going into college wouldn't be that hard. And definitely like the same goes for relationships. They don't let you date until you're 18 or 20 or whatever, which is understandable, completely understandable. But it does hinder your romantic cues as a young Habesha kid that's not allowed to do that and do that. The only way you could really date, I feel like, is not sharing it with your parents. Oh my gosh, all the parents are gonna hate me for this episode. But like, it came to the point where I see a lot of Habesha people not sharing their relationships with their parents because they obviously their parents wouldn't let them. So it definitely builds this distance where you can't really share your romantic life with your family, or you can't really share your social life with your family because there's a lot of things you're not allowed to do. And there's a lot of situations you shouldn't really be in, or you're told you shouldn't really be in, at least in that age. So I'm just going to get that out the way. Socially and romantically, I feel like some of us are behind because we weren't allowed to fully experience that when we were younger. Sorry, mom and dad. Sorry, all the moms and dads. I know you want to protect us. I know you want to take care of us. But I feel like some of us were held back in some sense because we weren't allowed to go out, or we weren't allowed to fully make a plan with a friend. I was grateful enough to be allowed to go out just a little bit later and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like a lot of the situations with my family, it's like I wouldn't really share where I go. I'm just saying I'm going out. And I think a lot of Habesha kids would relate to that. We just say we're going out. We don't say where we're going to go. We don't say what we're going to do, who we're with. Sometimes if your mom asks or dad asks who you're with, you say that one friend that they like, that one friend that they trust, even though you're not even going with that one friend, or you're just interacting with that one friend for 5 minutes that day. That's kind of like your cue. You get smarter with stricter parents, I feel like. But yeah, that's something. And I think it makes us kind of like late bloomers. I think some of us are kind of late bloomers, socially, romantically, physically even. And Jeddah got no protein. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's like in the genes, but I feel like a lot of Habesha people are late bloomers. Or maybe I just was. I don't even know. Oh, another thing on my notes. I'm looking at my notes. It says moving out early. Yo, this is something. We don't move out. We don't move out. I mean, like that. I mean, our parents let us stay at home just a little bit longer, get ourselves figured out, get our like feet off the ground, and then we start kicking it later. But compared to like other families where like their kids are out the house at 18, like they're forced out, which pushes them to learn and grow as an adult. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this rule. I kind of like how my parents allow me to like figure myself out in this house. And then once I can fully figure myself out, I can step out. So I kind of like that leeway of, oh, you're always welcome here. Da, 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 da. Obviously, like, they're not going to keep me here and stay me here to the rest of my life. But I'm kind of grateful for that. They don't force you to move out early, which is nice. I'll take that. That's a point for the parents. That's a point for the parents. I love them for that. Travel. Oh, my gosh. Traveling alone. I don't know how to travel alone. That is something I have to just fully admit. I'm very shameful of it. I'm very embarrassed of it, but I have difficulty traveling alone. I don't think I've been on a train on my own. Maybe because, well, first off, I don't really have anywhere to go to fully travel that far. But if I were to, I kind of don't know because I didn't really learn. I didn't really know. And if I were to do it right now, my parents would be really, really scared. They would let me. Obviously, they'll let me. It's not like they're going to force me home, but it came to the point where I kind of don't know. and I've never done it before. And it's like, it would have been nice to know this just a little bit earlier, you know, not like in the middle of a plan where I actually do have to go somewhere. Like I wish the first time wasn't the time I needed it to be, if that makes sense. Another thing that was written down here is like your dreams are kind of bubbled a little bit. Like if you have personal dreams and creative dreams, your family can kind of like limit it a little bit. Not limit it, but school is the number one thing, and that's really it. School is the thing that you need to focus on before you like think creatively or think whatever personal business project you have. I think a lot of those can kind of get bubbled a little bit in home. And that's only because just the lifestyle that your parents lived. That's literally it. They don't want you to not succeed. That their goal is for you to succeed. The only issue is that what you're saying was not known when they were younger. Like that was not the way when they were younger. When they were younger, it's school and that's a way to succeed. Or it's blank and that's a way to succeed. Or it's this and that's a way to do that. So you coming out the blue saying, I want to make videos and I want to post this, or I want to go and sell this. It's like it's really difficult because that's not what was going on when they were younger, if that makes sense. So I think it's just a misunderstanding. I don't think it's like they want you to not succeed. They want you to succeed and they want you to love them and they want you to grow and thrive, but it's just the conflict, the communication, the misunderstanding. Another thing I wrote in here was language, feeling like you don't really know the language, so you're behind on that too. So you get ridiculed by all the aunties, you get ridiculed by all the parents saying, why don't you know the language? When you know a little bit, that's when it gets awkward. If I did my editing right, I should have already posted that video with the language and stuff like that, and how awkward it is if you don't fully know the language. So yeah, you feel behind in language. You feel like you can't really fully like say it out loud and outside presence. So it's like I can't go out and stunt and show off to my friends, but when I'm home, I kind of know a little bit more. So it's like I'm in the in-between. I made an episode on it, so if you want to hear more about that, check it out up here. Oh yeah, we also learned to not express ourselves. So that is a topic within itself. We don't express ourselves. We don't share emotions. We don't fully process them out. We bottle them up because that's something we learned from our parents, and their parents learned that from their parents. So it's like we learn to bottle up our emotions as immigrant kids, as children of immigrant parents. Sorry. So maybe it's because that's our way to survive. Maybe like it just wasn't a safe space when you're younger, or maybe it just wasn't an open space. Maybe because when you're older, it becomes a safer space because you realize that it's open, that it's available. But when you're younger, I think the space is always open, but you don't think it's safe. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, we bottle up our emotions. We don't really learn to process them fully. Whether it's like an internal heartbreak or like whether it's like you're getting anxious, you're getting depressed, you're feeling worried about something, you're feeling really confused about life. Majority of children of immigrants' parents, they don't really go to their parents for that kind of stuff. They go to their friends, or they go to other people that they trust, or other like, which is sad, but it's a sad truth. I'm going to say it. They go to other fatherhood figures that are from a different culture or from their school or their teacher. And I feel like that is something that is very, very upsetting. And this isn't me I'm not pointing fingers to anybody. I think it's just the situation we're in and we're kind of just dealing with it because our parents didn't really fully get that when they were younger. They had to learn how to bottle it up because that was like a survival instinct. They needed that to take care of their family, to take care of the people around you, and to take care of you. So they had no choice. Majority of them had no choice. I'm speaking about majority of people. So yeah, you learn to bottle up your emotions, and you do feel behind when you're an adult, because when you're an adult and processing it is necessary, you don't know what to do. It feels like you're a grown adult with like children emotions that are not like handled or processed, and there's just a lot of pain, and that's why you feel behind internally, like emotionally you feel behind. Like everyone else knows how to just deal with things and stay in the present moment, but like I'm stuck overthinking. I'm thinking about the future, what I can do, and I feel behind emotionally sometimes. Yeah, there's a lot of things like late in adulthood, late with confidence, late with self-expression, late to dreaming. There's just a lot of those things that I feel like we feel behind, and it hits us once we're an adult. And it's like we start this thing that we feel like we're supposed to learn when we're younger at like age 20, 22, 23. And that's because that's when it hits us. We're outside the house, or we're like conversing more with people outside, or we have a mind of our own to think and really separate our thoughts and our family's thoughts. So that's when it starts hitting like, wow, like this is what I've been thinking all these years, or this is what I've been doing all these years. And it's because of them. Just kidding. It's not your parents' fault. This is not me pointing fingers. It's just a situation we're in. I want to keep repeating that. It's just a situation we're in. And it's not nobody's fault. It's just a situation we're in. Oh, behind and feeling like you're allowed to take up space. Yo, in Habesha household, I always feel like I shouldn't take up space. Like the more space I take up, the more of an inconvenience I am to people. Or being confident is seen as being prideful because it was shut down and told that it was prideful. So it's like, where am I allowed to fully be confident, fully be like loud and present without dealing with that ridicule? So it's like, I feel like we weren't allowed to fully spread our wings fully without it being like, oh, okay, that's prideful if you're acting like that, or that's overly confident. You shouldn't be doing that, or you're taking too much space on the couch. Let your cousin sit there, or why are you taking? It's literally taking so much. Like when you invite a Habesha over to your house, they're sitting in the corner of the bed. Or when you invite anybody in your house, they're sitting in the corner of the bed. Like they just don't want to take up space. Miskin, they don't want to do that. And I think we don't learn to fully sit, be ourselves, be comfortable, be relaxed. I feel like at least that's with me and the people around me. That's what I noticed. Oh, being smart internally but limited verbally. Yo. Okay, I'm just gonna keep saying Habesha, but this all applies to children of immigrant parents. A lot of Habesha kids, they're smart. Don't get me wrong. They're smart. They're educated. They know. They're smart. Academically smart, street smart, everything. We know it, right? I think the issue is when it comes to like emotional stuff. I think that's where the issue is. We're book smart. We know the stuff in the brains, but when it comes to the heart, it gets a little mixed up. Oh, by the time we find our voice, other people are already using theirs confidently. Wow. By the time we find our voice, other people are already using theirs confidently. That is just insane. Literally, by the time we find it, other people are using it confidently. That's why we feel so behind. And we also have this weight in our shoulders that we have to like fully fulfill what they gave us, because they gave up so much. And it feels like no matter how much money I give them, no matter how much love I give them, I'm always going to feel like it's never enough. And no matter how much I achieve for myself as well, it's just never going to feel like enough. That could have been taken when I was growing up. People said, just get a better grade, or work even harder, or push even harder. And I think they just wanted you to succeed. They wanted that person that they worked so hard for to succeed and push. I think people are hard on you. If someone is, okay, lock in. If someone is hard on you, it's because they love you. If someone is hard on you, it's because they want the best for you. That's it. If you're hard on something, you want the best for that something. That is just how it is. If you don't care about something, you're not really going to be hard on it, if that makes sense. So I think that's something we all have to consider. They're hard on you because they love you and they want the best for you. And a lot of people don't. It's hard to get that once you're in the moment, I guess so. So I'm not even going to judge on that. But that's something y'all should know. Another thing, we had to be adults early. Well, I guess we had to be like fake adults growing up, like really early. Like we had to take care of our little siblings or take care of other things, or like if our parents needed papers to sign because there's like a language barrier, you're there, you have to step up. Or when it comes to money stuff, you have to step up. Not in terms of paying, but just like there's like a lot of like young Habesha kids that have to help their parents with taxes when it comes with taxes or appointments or doctor meetings or translating. So you kind of have to be like a little adult. And you're kind of forced to grow up just a little bit more, a little bit quicker. And I think that's what makes us more responsible and a lot more mature. But also like that can also play a factor into feeling like you had to be an adult early on and didn't really get to experience that childhood fully. But that's just in some cases. I'm just saying a lot of relatable things that are under the hood of a cultured house. Oh, we learned how to be careful before we learned how to be curious. Oh my gosh, you're cooking. We learned how to be careful before we learned how to be curious. We weren't allowed to think freely. Or we weren't allowed to question things. My philosophy, for you to know more, you have to be curious about more. You have to question more things. I get clowned a lot in this house saying you say why a lot. You ask a lot of questions. You bother people. I love it. I love asking questions, or else I wouldn't know what I know. And there's so much I need to know. There's so much more I have not known, which is what I want to know, you know? So I think allowing that curiosity in the house wasn't fully allowed, especially in religious like settings. Like if you're very curious or if you wanted to ask questions, like they're like, oh, why is this kid asking like, oh, you don't believe, or oh, like, why are you questioning this, or you're questioning, like, instead of sitting down and like talking the person through it and seeing where they're coming from and like then like speaking back as saying, actually, like, this is actually what happened, da 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 da, or like, this is actually how you do it, da 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 da, instead of ridiculing them into thinking freely and being curious about something, you know? I think that's what hinders a lot of growth. Limiting curiosity. The same thing applies to classrooms. The same thing applies to families. The same thing applies to work settings, everything. If you limit curiosity, you limit growth and you limit knowledge. I sound like I'm bashing a lot of families right now, but I'm just being true. I'm just being like honest. Like, this is what I've noticed. And if this strikes, this hurts somebody, I'm sorry. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. That's all. They always just say, be grateful. I think that's what kind of like shuts down your emotions. Like, be grateful. Don't embarrass the family. That's really it. Like, whenever I get something, I feel guilty. If I get a present, I feel guilty. I feel like I owe that person now. I feel like I don't deserve that present. Whenever I experience like an inconvenience in life, whether it's big or small, something in my head said, no, you have to be grateful. You have to be grateful. You have to be grateful. Like, shutting out the side of me that will allow myself to fully just be sad or to fully just feel the emotion. It's just like shutting it down and saying, you have to be grateful. And obviously there's lines and levels to it. That's all there is lines and levels to it. Obviously you have to be grateful. That's just the truth. The situation could have been a lot more worse. Be grateful. But I think some of us sugarcoat it. Like, okay, be grateful. Ignore it. Like, be grateful. Like, it's like, I think we never really had the time to fully like process the emotion, feel it, see why we're feeling it. And then slowly work our way up to, okay, I'm grateful that this happened and stuff like that. Instead of just sugarcoating it, saying, be grateful. So I've noticed this in a lot of people in my community that go through rough experiences and they sugarcoat it with just be grateful. And that is true. That's what makes it more complicated. It's true. You should be grateful. You need to be grateful. That's what you need to push through that situation. But the more they just keep saying, be grateful, and then just like putting hood over it all, like the more it just keeps coming back later in their life and it's just not fully processed. So yeah, something worth noting. Fail safely. I don't think we were allowed to fail safely. Failure wasn't allowed growing up. B pluses weren't allowed growing up. A minuses weren't allowed in some houses growing up. So failing was not an option. It's succeed or be forgotten. That's just how it is. So taking that into our adult life, we have to do the extra work to fully feel like we're in the situation, to fully feel like we're a part of society. We have to go 110%. You got a degree? Congratulations, it's time for your master's. You got your master's? Congratulations, it's time for your PhD. You got your PhD? Congratulations, it's time to be a wife. It's time to be a husband. You got your wife, you got your husband? Congratulations, it's time to get some kids. You got some kids? Congratulations, it's time to make sure those kids are successful. Those kids are successful, congratulations, it's time to live your life. Now it's time to live your life and you're old. Well, that's if you live your life fully and healthy, God willing. Now you're old. And now you're thinking, wow, all of that has passed. Life was just a bunch of steps that I was told to take. I didn't have the opportunity to feel, to think about what I wanted to do. I lived the life according to the rules that I felt like I had to play. And I fall into this a lot, and I'm falling into it right now. I'm falling into the steps that I feel like I have to play. The template that I feel like I have to follow. And this template is so engraved in my mind, maybe because I might be first gen or very close to first gen. And it's definitely going to be a lot less engraved as time moves forward. But I feel like I'm following the template. And I can't unlearn the template because the template is comfortable and the template is what I've seen and it's what I know and it's what's been proven to be true. So working out of that template is scary. Working out of that boxed thinking is scary. Obviously, the goal should be there within that template. Like, if you still want to get married, go get married. If you still want to have kids, have kids. Like, it's not like that. I'm saying, I think you can also do it your own way. And I think that's something that I'm failing to remember. And a lot of people are failing to remember that we can do it our own way. Yeah, I'm falling into this a lot. Okay, so I feel like I yapped a lot in this episode. But this is a true subject. These are things that are going on in different households. And I may have struck a nerve to a lot of people. I may have upset a lot of parents. I may have upset a lot of people that are working hard on their goals, and now they're just rethinking things. The goal of this is just to bring awareness and to show you that this stuff is going on. Some may see it as bad, some may see it as good, but I'm just showing you that this is a thing that I've seen in my community, and I'm sure is going on in other communities as well. Don't get it twisted though. Like, I'm genuinely very grateful for the life I've lived, the life that my parents gave me, the life that they sacrificed for me. I had a good childhood. I'm very grateful that I learned a lot. They allowed me to learn a lot. And just, I feel like everyone is grateful for their families. They've sacrificed so much for us. And now we feel that responsibility to fill your shoes and to repay all the stuff that you sacrificed us for. And I think no matter how much we repay you, it's just never going to be enough. Because the love that you guys have for us is not payable. It's not like a loan, you know. It's just something that just kind of sticks with us, and we kind of just have to accept, like, wow, these people love me. These people love us. Like, they're willing to give up that much for us. So yeah, it's just something to soak in. Definitely repay your parents, repay them for everything. That should be your goal. I feel like that should be everybody's goal. But getting lost in the sauce, into feeling like you're not enough, or feeling like you can't achieve things, or if not feeling satisfied, is not the way that I should go. So this is all a learning experience for me. I'm trying my best. I'm a flawed human being, and I'm not talking down to you. I'm not talking up to you. I'm talking with you. You and I are in the same situation. We're in the same boat trying to figure it out together. Yeah, this episode has gone just a little bit too long, but it's true. It's a real thing. And I just thought I'd just address it. So thank you to the parents. We love you so much. I love you so much. I would not have been here without you. I'm just here to address the situation that I've been seeing through a lot of households. Not pointing fingers, just things I've just been noticing, and that it can affect a lot of us if we don't take action, if we're not here for our kids, if we're not here for our parents as well, our parents that also have not been able to process their own emotions as well. If you take that stand and show them what it is, show them what could be done, and go against that barrier, go against the backlash, go against what is the norm, and fully help each other. I feel like that's what we need right now. Both parties to work together, the child and the parent. I think that's all I need to say today. Hope you related to this topic. I know I did a lot, and I know a lot of people in my community will. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, let me know. If you guys like topics like this, could definitely do more of it. We're also in my room. I'm sure you clearly can tell. If you like episodes like this, I'll definitely do more of it. I enjoyed it. This is cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode of The Brief Dive. I'm gonna catch you. Peace.